Okay, we're live at the Millions Missing protest. Now this is public.
In fact, our government spends more on hate than it spends on MCFS. So now, understanding the burden of this disease on our nation, the suffering of our citizens, and the new validation of the IOM report, what now? So many people have suffered for so long. This is now a moral issue. To stand by and allow the suffering of our people when there are so many advances in other areas of medical research. We read about this all the time, the astonishing things that are happening in medical research, but not for this disease. It is simply wrong. So in conclusion, our society's understanding of this disease is where multiple sclerosis or autism or so many other diseases were perhaps 30 years ago. They were poorly understood, they were put aside, there was skepticism, just as ME/CFS is now. There was a time when autism and MS were just phenomenal. And we all now feel remorse for that unimaginable sensitivity to the suffering of those with those diseases. Such is the inhumane dismissal of those now who suffer with ME/CFS. And one day, the skepticism about ME/CFS and the shameful treatment of those who suffer will be equally unimaginable to all. This definitive Institute of Medicine report has once and for all declared that we must commit to federal funding to eradicate this dreadful disease. There can be no more excuses. There are no excuses from our nation's health agencies that haven't funded research on a level commensurate with the economic burden it places on all our citizens. No excuses for low funding in comparison with other diseases. No excuses for anyone, doctors, friendly, or family. This is our time. We are on the right side of history by funding research to solve this devastating disease. No more excuses. Thank you so much. I'd like to now introduce Dr. Janet Defoe. She's the wife of Dr. Ron Davis, and she's been instrumental in getting us together as a group, talking about research ideas. She works in the behind the scenes, helping to keep this all moving together, because she has, and Ron have, a very, very sick son, Whitney Defoe. He has been, I will leave the story for Janet to tell, but he's actually the sickest person I've ever seen with any disease anywhere at any time. And I commend his parents for being wonderful not only caregivers, but helping us find answers for millions because of their own struggle. So without further ado, here's Janet Defoe.
Hi, thank you for coming. I want to acknowledge my sister-in-law and my niece who drove up here to support us all, Veronica and Miranda. Right there. Is this on? Yeah. Okay, so this is my baby boy right here. He's so beautiful. Look at him. He's an amazing man. And he doesn't look like this anymore. He was so active, he was so wise, he was so compassionate and creative, and he was a beautiful photographer. He traveled, and he's a very deep and thoughtful person who wanted to make a difference in the world. Mostly for the environment, and he worked for Obama, and he's just an amazing man, and I mean, you can see this is him in the Himalayas. So now, somebody would take the top photograph. This is him now. Sorry. So I take care of him every day. He can't stand anyone in his room except his father or me. He can't talk. He can't type. He can't use any electronics. He can't communicate. He can't watch TV. He can't listen to music. He can't get up out of his bed. He can't lift up a paper towel. He can't fix the covers over his body. He can't away from you. So I sit by his bed and look at him and take care of him, and I understand that this is a disease. This is not somebody who is wanting to avoid society and get disability checks. So then I walk into the other room and I see my husband, who's this amazing scientist who's read the entire literature about CFS, who works with Laurel Crosby and a wonderful team of Nobel Prize winners and National Academy of scientists who are the best, most bright, amazing people in the country who really want to figure this out. And number one, he can't get enough money to do it. So I'm looking at this sick kid. I know that there are millions of people like him. I know that there are people who can fix it, who can figure it out in not that long of a time, and they are not getting funding. What do we need? Government funding! This needs to stop. We need government funding. We need people to realize this is real. Don't anybody ever tell me again that this isn't real. We had a surgeon tell us that he needed intensive psychiatric intervention. And he wouldn't. Do we need intensive psychiatric intervention?
No!
Do we need government funding?
Yes!
So we have wonderful Linda Tannenbaum, who is just busting her butt to raise money so that Ron can do this research with his team. And they are able to do some research that's making a big lot of inroads, but it's not enough, and it's not fast enough. And I just, the juxtaposition of me looking at my sick son and me looking at my incredible scientist husband and listening to all their ideas of what they could do if they had government funding. It just makes me feel like I'm in some kind of crazy surrealistic movie in some alternative universe. This is the United States of America. The NIH is supposed to take care of all its citizens. Their responsibility is to all sick people for all diseases, not just the ones that are in their favorite categories. So I just want to know what you think we need.
Government funding!
And this is for everybody, not just my son, all the millions of people that are suffering for this. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate all of you, and I'm so sorry for those of you who are sick. And so we are going to get what?
Government funding!
Yeah!
Thank you! Thank you!
I'm Ron Davis. My son is missing.
Louder.
Linda Tannenbaum has really helped us in raising money.
Up
Can you
higher.
hear?
Yeah.
Put it a little higher.
There.
Thank you. Linda Tannenbaum has helped us a lot in raising funding, and we have enough funding that we've put together a very small team at the Stanford Technology Center, and we've been doing experiments. This small team we put together is really excellent in doing research, and we are making progress.
Yay!
Now, it's very clear what's needed. We need more people doing research in this area. I don't want all this money just to fund my own lab. I want to recruit other people in other labs that are specialists things that need to be looked at. And we are now doing that. I think that we're very close now to finding a molecular diagnostic marker. And we also think we have a bit of an understanding of what this disease is.
Good.
A lot of the ideas that have been around about what this disease is, I think, are wrong. And it's only because they look at one of the symptoms. I think what this disease is a fundamental shutdown of the energy generation system in the body. And we can see that from all the molecules that we look at. So our type of research is collecting massive data. And we've developed a lot of the technologies that, in fact, allow you to see massive amounts of data. And we have some fantastic people to analyze that data. And it really looks like it's a mitochondrial problem. And in fact, it doesn't generate very much energy. And that can cause almost all the symptoms we see. We can make a model for that and explain almost everything that everybody sees. It explains the immune system problems, it explains the brain system problems, and so forth. Now, the problem is, of course, we have to figure out exactly what it is and what's gone wrong. Probably need more people to do that. And then we need to figure out a way to undo it. We need to figure out a way to reactivate the energy generation system in the body. I'm optimistic that we can do that now that we can begin to understand what the problem really is. And so, in fact, we are actively pursuing, looking for compounds and drug companies that might offer some help in this. We want to do this on a fast-track basis. So we want to try to figure out what it is, figure out a way to do the diagnostic, and then look for things that might treat it. And we want to do that as quickly as possible. I do not want to wait another 30 years. But this is not going to happen without what?
Government funding!
Absolutely. And I've had a lot of fights with them about this, because I don't think they actually understand research. The 2 grants that I put in, they didn't like it because it had no hypothesis. I said, of course not. What you have to do when you start looking at a new disease is make observations and figure out what it is. And from that, you make some hypothesis and then do a test. And they have it all wrong. And they said they turned down a lot of grants because they don't have a proper hypothesis. That's not the way to do this problem. When we launched the Human Genome Project, we did not have a hypothesis. It was incredibly successful and is totally revolutionizing medicine right now. So it's going from one treatment fits all to personalized treatment. And that's absolutely what we need for ME/CFS. We think that probably a lot of the patients are slightly different in their behavior in this shutdown and the consequences of it, and probably do need specialized treatment. Once we figure out what it is and in some treatments, we also have to figure out a way to just disseminate all those ideas to the medical community so everybody can get treated. That's a daunting task, and that's not going to happen without what?
Government funding!
Absolutely. But I am upbeat and optimistic that we will get somewhere if we can just get
Government funding!
Absolutely. Thank you.
Laurel Crosby, where are you? Laurel Crosby works every single day.
I hope you guys could hear all of that. Aside from the fire trucks, that was Janet Defoe and Ron Davis. And Ron Davis is a famous scientist, still unable to help his son, obviously working for government funding. And my phone is about to die, so I'm going to try to do this from somewhere else. I hope all of you guys got this.